All right, so you guys have some questions about the final project.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
we wrote them all down. So first, in the instructions, it says that we have to present a lesson plan. Basically, are we presenting a lesson?
You froze up, Gabrielle. I didn't catch that. Gotta love Zoom. So nothing that you just said came through because you were frozen.
Okay, so we're doing chapter 2 of this book. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are we presenting chapter 2 to like college students or acting as if they're kindergartners?
Okay. So you're going to present the chapter as a group. So there's 3 of you, I guess, in the group. You'll present the chapter as a group. So each one of you would probably take a portion of the chapter and present it. That would be in a PowerPoint presentation that you'll submit to the assignment. Then you're also going to do a lesson or a lesson plan that has activities in it based on what chapter 2 covers, the ideas and concepts in chapter 2. So the lesson plan does not have to be the Tarleton lesson plan format, although that's what most people use. You can use just a generic lesson plan format if you want to, but there's going to be tweaks associated with it, obviously. And it sounds like you're targeting kindergarten, which makes sense for chapter 2 because of what chapter 2 covers. And so then each of you will come up with an activity that is not in either one of the textbooks that aligns with the ideas covered in chapter 2. And you'll present those activities in the video format. So one of the things that we normally do in class is you would print out this information and then you would have handouts for every student in the class. Because we're not going to meet face to face, what I want everybody to do is provide some kind of document, like a Word document of your activity or something. It needs to have your resources that if you got it from somewhere else, the resources that you use. So like if you got it off Pinterest, or if you got it off Reading Rockets or something like that, you'll cite that source in that document. So basically, your group will present the chapter, and that could be individually, each person does it, or together as a group you do it. However you do that, I don't really care. But you're presenting it to the class as if we've never read the chapter before, because there's a good chance nobody has other than me and you in our class, because they're presenting their own chapters. Then you're going to present your lesson plan. You can do that as a group or individually, and say, this is the concept that the chapter covered. This is a lesson plan that would cover those concepts. And each one of you individually will present an activity which you are going to provide me with some kind of document that I can share out to the rest of the class. That way, each student in the class can download that document for each activity that you do, so one per group member, and then I can send that to the whole class as one big document. I'll like copy and paste them and make one big document so that each of you has, excuse me, each of you has the resources that are in both textbooks, and you have these new activities that everybody came up with. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What other questions?
So basically all we have to do then is teach the chapter 2 lesson. Then, so for the teaching the lesson like to kindergartners, what exactly do you want us to put in the lesson? Because it's going to be very brief, right?
So what does chapter 2 cover?
Phonemic awareness.
Phonemic awareness.
Right. Okay. So you've already done a lot of activities associated with phonemic awareness. You did a phonemic awareness assessment. You did a phonemic awareness activity in this class already. So if you did not get the phonemic awareness activity out of the textbook, either textbook, you could actually use the one that you used for the student that you worked with or that you talked about in the second half of the class where we didn't meet with students. If you wanted to, you could do that. But the lesson plan, so a lesson plan is not an activity. An activity goes with a lesson plan. So what I want you to do is develop a lesson plan that teaches phonemic awareness. Okay, so that you do as a group. Each one of your activities will fall into that lesson plan, covering some concept from the chapter. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do you mean by overall goals and student outcomes?
Okay, so overall goals and student outcomes are part of lesson plan development. And so in my course, I don't teach lesson plan development, but I know in Dr. Pate's class, she does, right? So you guys should have talked about overall goals and objectives and those kinds of things in that class, correct?
So it's basically the objectives?
Same idea, yes, exactly. So basically in a lesson plan format, that's one of the target things that you put in there. There should also be some TEKS in there for kindergarten, because I know phonemic awareness is one of the kindergarten TEKS. And so you should be able to plug all the components of a lesson plan into the lesson plan. And then each one, and mainly what you're going to do is you'll just show your lesson plan for like maybe a minute of the presentation at the most. You're going to say, this is our lesson plan. Here's the TEKS that it covers. Here's the objectives. Here's the goals, etc. And you're going to say, these activities are the ones that we have for our lesson plan. Then each one of you will talk about each one of your activities individually. And a lot of people ask, well, do I need to make the activity? Actually, I would like you to. So whatever the activity is that you're going to do, if it's a hands-on kind of thing or something like that, if you can actually create it, that would be the best way to demonstrate it or show it. Now, some activities are not, I mean, it's beyond a practical reasonability to do that, but most of them you can do, you know, you can create with household stuff or cutouts, or, you know, everybody has scissors and paper at home. And so the other thing I want to talk about real quick in this video, since I'm sharing this with the rest of the group, is there's going to be one more assignment after the final. So we meet on Monday and Tuesday for our final exam, but the course is not over yet, even after the final exam, because it's not really a final exam, it's a project that counts as your final exam. There's going to be one more assignment that covers chapter 10, the chapter that we didn't get to cover in class. I'm going to be doing a video today about that, and I'll post that. It'll come open on Monday and on Tuesday. But the assignment that goes with it is not a hard assignment. It's a project that you're going to do, and it's really, when you see it, it's not difficult to do. You'll be able to do it with materials that you have at home easily. And but I want to, it's a 100-point assignment that goes with chapter 10 that we normally would have done in class. I'm going to have you do it and just do a presentation real quick of it. A video, you're just going to put a video together and shoot me a video. It's like a 30-second video. It won't take hardly any time at all to put it together. Normally we would do that in class for chapter 10, but we didn't get to it because that was the week after spring break. And so we missed that informational text chapter. And so I do want to still cover that so you guys get your money's worth out of your tuition, right? Because I always tell you that I want to make sure you get your money's worth. Anyway, and it's an important chapter that we didn't really get to talk about in class. So I'm going to do a video on that that I will submit or put out. It should open up on Monday for the Monday group and Tuesday for the Tuesday group. You won't need hardly any time to put together what I'm asking you to do. It's actually something we would normally do in class. So it's not a ton of extra work, and it is a 100-point assignment that everybody should get 100 points on. So, I mean, I would be really surprised if everybody did. The only way you're not is if you don't do the assignment. Anyway, it's one more additional thing that we can add on to help you all out, because anybody who's struggling in the class, to help them out, and also to cover chapter 10, which I wanted to do. Any other questions about the word identification strategies project for the final?
I think I asked all my questions. Jaden,
Okay.
do you have any?
You covered them all for me too, so.
Okay, good.
Listen.
And hopefully this video will clear up things for everybody else, and everybody can be anticipating and I'll talk about the other assignment that has to do with chapter 10 when we meet face-to-face in Zoom land on Monday and on Tuesday. Okay? All right. Well,
Thank
I'm glad I could clear that up for y'all, and I'll see y'all on. You guys are in my Monday class, yeah? Tuesday class. I'll see y'all Tuesday. Yeah, you guys are in my Tuesday class. Yeah, I'll see y'all on Tuesday, and I miss you guys. I really do. It's like I hate not doing face to face. It's killing me. So anyway,
We've all been
it's good.
talking, and we all agree that you're the most like consistent, like you're giving it all to us like ahead of time and not like stressing us out.
Well, that's my hope. That's the last. I mean, I'm stressed too. Believe me, I hate working. I'm at work today because I have to be at work on Fridays. But I'm at home like y'all are all the rest of the time, and it's killing me. I mean, I can't. It's right. I'm about to go a little crazy. It's tough. So, and I feel y'all's pain. I mean, it is hard to work. It's much harder to work from home than it is at work for me. You know, I got 2 computer screens here. I've got all this, all my files are here, and it's a lot easier when I can come to work and do my stuff. So I feel y'all stressed, and hopefully you guys are doing good. For anybody who's not registered, make sure you register for the fall semester. And if you need any help with anything, please get in contact with me or one of your other professors. If y'all are behind on stuff right now in classes, please email and communicate with your professors, because that is something that we're all working to try to do to make it where we're trying to cut y'all breaks because of the situation that we're in. So please make sure that if things aren't working out in another course or in this course, that you communicate. That's the key. Let people know what's going on so that we can help you out. All right. Okay. Well, appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all Tuesday.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.